Okay, so you know what? Let me just bring in this comment. It's a comment from a Facebook user, Eniola Adeni, and she says, "The lazy ones are there sitting and waiting. They are not the ones on social media tagging with the hashtag. They are waiting on the next politician to pay them to attend a rally, waiting for the next protest to be paid to attend, waiting online for their next MAGA to respond, waiting to join the next set of terrorist groups. They did not go to school. They do not want to go, and they will not go. They are waiting. They are there, many, and they are the majority. It is a problem."
Yes.
No,
It's a,
now, let me chip in here. Was the president's statement correct that we have a lot of Nigerian youths that don't want to do anything? Yes. Where are we? Do we have a number of youths that actually think or feel that Nigeria is an oil-producing state, so they deserve a kind of a sense of entitlement among the youth? Yes, there is. But then my own point is, as Femi Adesina said, the president didn't say all, he said a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to put it in perspective, and then you're going to put a percentage to it, what percentage does a lot stand to? Generally, in English, when you say a lot, it means a very, very great number.
over 50%.
Over 50%. And then if you're saying 60% under 30, and then you're referring that those 60% are the ones that sit down or do nothing, I think it's unfair on Nigerians.
Let me bring back Ife into this conversation. Ife, that's, I mean, you just heard me read this comment by a Facebook user talking about those who actually are the lazy ones, according to the person who wrote that message. But so what is the government doing? I mean, I know you made mention of a number of programs that the government is doing, but how do you get these people to even take part in this program? I mean, if they are, one, uneducated, and they are below a particular age, I mean, how do you get them to be part of this program and become productive?
So, firstly, I'd like to emphasize again that we've taken a sentence out of a whole conversation that Mr. President had, and we've chosen to hang on to it. We've left out the fact that in this same in this same conversation, in answering the same question, Mr. President pointed to the improved security in the Northeast, which, and saying to the international community that the Northeast is open for investments. And we've seen a lot of positives in that aspect. A lot more people are investing in the Northeast. The government's focus on agriculture has really supported a lot of young people in the Northeast, a lot of young farmers, a lot of graduates are going back to the farms. And building and building sustainable farms. Beyond that, also, the president mentioned that Shell will be investing $15 billion in Nigeria. They paid him a visit the same morning he made this statement. So that was telling the world that we have a country that is open and ready for investment with with a large population of young people.
Oh, so what?
So I think once again, we are taking one sentence out of a whole conversation and overblowing it.
Sorry to cut you short, but despite all of this, despite the reach of this program, I mean, like Eniola Adeni said again, she says they are waiting on politicians to pay them to attend a rally, waiting for the next protest to be paid to attend, waiting online for their next MAGA to respond, and waiting for orders on the next pipeline to set ablaze. I mean, these people that are just there waiting, this ticking time bomb, so to speak now, how is the government, or what is the government doing to make sure that they get off this waiting list and, be part of this program?
So it's a long journey from where we're coming from to where we're supposed to be. I'll be the first person to admit that. But if within 3 years we were able on the Empower platform to have over 2 million Nigerians registering to be part of the Empower program, by the time you link up all the Empower programs with the Empower Teach, Empower Tech, Empower Build, you realize that we've reached over 3 million young people who initially were not doing anything. And all they needed to be a part of this program was to have connection to the internet and be able to apply. And you don't have to use any long leg. You don't have to know your local government chairman. All you need is just to sit in your room and be a part of the process. A lot of these young people, we've given them a lot of opportunities already, and many of these opportunities will continue to come in and will continue to be open. If you're talking about those of them who maybe don't have education at the moment, that's why we have the Empower Build. Which has currently started and is training artisans, plumbers, masons, carpenters, etc. And a lot of Nigerians have keyed into this, and we have currently about 100,000 Nigerians on the Empower Build program, currently undergoing training all across the country. There are a lot of government intervention programs around agriculture. So you find a lot of young people going back to the farms and getting involved and building things and growing crops. So if you're saying how we're going to reach all these guys, the government is already doing a lot to reach a lot of these people. And all we're saying to them is just apply. You don't have to know anybody. You'll be selected on merit. So are we going to be able to reach 30 million Nigerians in a day? No, definitely not. But are we sort of making a dent, and are we reaching out to large numbers really quickly, much more than any government in sub-Saharan Africa has been able to do? Yes, we're doing that, and we intend to continue doing that.
Well, if I about, like you said, I mean, that waiting list, or those people on the waiting list are still there, and of course, you said again that you guys won't be able to reach them in a day. But just hold your thoughts for a second. We'll take a break, and we'll be back to continue this discussion. Of course, please stay with us.